Hello, YouTube. It's Sunday, April 3rd, 2022, 1:41 p.m., and my so-called girlfriend still hasn't come home. A little embarrassed about the last video. At this point, I'm past the point of caring. So, hey, here's a parting shot of her nest that she's abandoned. Um, yeah, don't know where she's at. She left my place yesterday at around noon. Said she didn't have time to any time for me because she had to get to a baby shower. That was noon yesterday. So 1:41 p.m. now must have been one hell of a baby shower. That's all I gotta say about that. Anyway, I'm trying to be productive today. Yesterday was pretty bad. It was a really rough day for me in many ways. Um, And today I'm going to try and do the laundry thing that I was wanting to do yesterday and didn't get done. So I don't have work tonight at Amazon. That's a good thing. So it gives me the freedom to, instead of spending my afternoon trying to figure out how the hell I'm getting to Amazon across town on a Sunday bus schedule, which, would have me leaving in about 2 more hours. I got the rest of the evening to figure out laundry. So, as I mentioned, the last time I did laundry, one of the wheels on one of the big suitcases broke off. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of black on black, but this is how the wheel was, and this is the one that broke off. And as you see, it kind of wore away at the plastic um, from me dragging it on the sidewalk trying to get my laundry home. Um, I had mentioned yesterday that I was wanting to just do uh, single suitcase of laundry, but the main thing I need to get washed is my bedding, is that the bed just absolutely reeks. Um, and yeah, it's been one of the most difficult things for me is trying to handle laundry without a car, because I have a washing machine that's not really functional. And then there's dryers on the premises here, but they're like a quarter mile away and massively overpriced. So I did consider using the laundry room here, as massively overpriced as it is, just because Coinless Laundry closes at 9, and it closes at 9, and it also has the issue of being bus schedules and whatnot. And at one point I realized it was so late that I wouldn't be able to do it, and I and then I realized I didn't know where the keys were to the laundry room uh, for this apartment complex, which is way down the block, damn near a quarter mile away. Um, I uh, I did quite a bit of searching, but I did find the key, and I found the key to the pool as well. And there was some really sketchy people in the building by the pool. A bunch of furniture stuff. It looks like they got kicked out and they're just like living in the courtyard with all their stuff. I hope I'm wrong about that. I hope they're just upgrading their furniture, but it seemed awfully sketchy. And they seemed like, what are you doing here? It's like, I just basically walked up to the pool, checked to see if the other key that was on the key ring that worked, the laundry room worked, and it did. So yay! I finally have the key to the pool and the laundry room again, which I probably haven't used in over 2 years. So this is how I'm going to attempt to get my stuff there. What the fuck is that? Bug, get the fuck away from me, bug! What? What the hell kind of bug that is? But oh, it's not a bug. It's a piece of lint. That scared the shit out of me. There's a piece of lint stuck on that speaker wire that I got tying this together. So, yeah, I did a video the day before, or the day I did the laundry, where I went to Target to try to buy laundry detergent. Was very frustrated to see that they only sold it in ginormous packages, which is not really good for a single guy trying to travel to the laundromat. Um, it I mean, I could put it in the suitcase, I suppose, but it takes a lot of space. Um, it doesn't really fit in here, but since this pocket is damaged, it fits in there all right. So, um, so I've got the better suitcase on the bottom. I got the bigger one held balanced on top with the speaker wire. So Hopefully, ooh, Jesus, that's odd and top heavy. So it's awkward, but hopefully it's going to work. So the last time I did the laundry, I just shot a little video of the 2 suitcases out in my carport, where my covered parking is, and said that I was, because obviously I was trying to pull 2 suitcases with, one hand with each handle, and give me a free hand to operate the phone. But hey, I got a free hand to operate the phone since they're piled on the only one that still has wheels. So, as I mentioned in the video, which actually, now that I'm thinking about that, I'm shooting this, by the way, on the Samsung Galaxy phone, the one that I purchased from a homeless woman on the bus. And now I remember exactly the date. It was Valentine's Day. So last February 14th. So when I was waiting for the bus with my laundry, that's when I met the homeless woman and also a homeless man. Homeless man was very proactively getting his life together. And was telling us both about like what he had done and how he was working through some odd job apps that paid daily, and was making like $30, $25, $30 an hour washing dishes. And I gave him my email address. I'm like, dude, and he said he'd get like $100 bonus on the app, referral bonus on the app if he if I signed up through a link. And I'm like, dude, hit me up with a link. And I gave my business card with my email on it. I said, yeah, hit me up with a link on that. I mean, I'm not about being a dishwasher, but you know what? I'm not working on the weekends right now. I got the time to do it, and that much money would kind of help me get ahead in my goals. I said, I'm not homeless, but I came damn close to it. And I'm bearing a lot of credit card debt right now. I could really use the help getting, that would be great. And I was really looking forward to him sending me that link, but he never did. And I don't exactly remember the name of the app. And then one of my coworkers, which I've mentioned several times, Garfield, I always chat with him. He's probably the person I chat with the most at work. And I had a bit of an incident the last day I was at work, and I think I briefly mentioned it on one of my vlogs, where I had a vessel in my eyeball. My right eyeball burst, and it looked really bad. I didn't feel anything. There was no pain involved, and apparently it just kind of corrected itself. Hey, look, there's a bird. And apparently it's corrected itself. However, my direct supervisor was like, that looks really bad. You should go talk to the people down at First Aid. And I didn't realize that the people down at First Aid are also the safety people. And I kind of look at the safety people as the Amazon cops. Basically, they're looking for safety violations. And I mean, I'm all for a safe warehouse. Don't get me wrong. But nitpicking on stupid shit and writing people up on it, and oh, if you do this, you're gonna get fired. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck that stuff. That's the thinking with your policy, not with your brain bullshit that I hate. Okay, as I mentioned the last time when I tried to go here, do my laundry, the 2 flaws that I made was, one, I went down the alley and these wheels didn't work well in the gravel alley. And then the other was that I tried to use this path, and I don't know if you can hear the wheels. This asphalt is rough enough that the wheels are not doing well on this path. And I'm sure all that took its toll and probably was part of why that one wheel broke off. So what I ended up doing is as soon as I could, I crossed the street so I could use the sidewalk on the other side of 48th Street here, which is notably smoother. On this side of the street, there's not a sidewalk. There's just merely the multi-use path on the old Crosscut Canal Park. So I got to use this path, try and get across this street. This here is an unmarked crosswalk. Fortunately, I don't have a lot of traffic, so I'm able to safely cross. For 2 lanes, it has one of those funny traffic slowdown devices and a 25 mile per hour speed limit. Cars on this street still like to drive ridiculously fast and not yield to pedestrians. Yeah, there's no way that guy is going. That guy didn't even slow down at 25 miles per hour through the traffic calming device. The guy and of course he's in an SUV. It's an SUV because, of course, he's in an SUV. Yeah, that guy there, again, weaving through that as fast as he possibly can. And I think there's a sign, which is before where I crossed the road there at Oak. There's a sign that says you're supposed to slow down to 15 miles per hour for the traffic calming device. Now that car did it. The car in the front, the car in the back, quickly caught up with him because he's not. That guy doesn't look like he's doing 15 either. I do love that on the residential streets in Portland, they've all been slowed down to 20 miles per hour. And we're talking residential streets that have people walking along them and living along them, and children playing in yards and potentially playing in the street, and bicycles and scooters and skateboards, and there's signs all over the place that say 20 is plenty. And yeah, that guy coming out of there, there's no way. You see the sign there, it says speed limit 25. It's kind of twisted, so it's not facing the road very well. Yeah, these fools ain't doing 25. So that guy barely slowed down to 25 to turn into the goddamn cemetery. And had I been in front of the entrance, I could have been ready to put me in the cemetery. I'll look at behind me to see if I can see where the sign is that mentions the speed for the little squiggly traffic calming thing. I gotta admit, like when I was driving all the time, that thing really annoyed me. But and I've often felt that 25 miles per hour is too slow for the street. And to be honest, I still kind of do. Like, I think the street should be at 30 miles per hour. But I don't think these people are going 30 miles per hour. Pedestrian killing machine there. I wonder if I can get an app for one of my smartphones that acts as a like a photo radar gun. I wonder if there's an app that does that. If the smartphone's capable of that. Because I'd really like to know how fast these cars are going on the street. Because I think they're doing over 30. To say nothing of the 25 that is the posted speed limit. Oh, there we go. There's the sign for the calming device. It says 20 miles per hour. There used to be a yellow sign, I don't know if y'all can see it because I'm a little bit past it there, but there used to be a yellow diamond sign above it. I forget exactly what symbol was on it, but that sign's gone and hasn't been replaced by the city of Phoenix. But it definitely says posted to slow down to 20. And as y'all saw, people don't do it. Oh, so anyway, sorry, every time I'm walking, it's so frustrated by the way people drive and how it makes such an unsafe environment for pedestrians. Anyway, back to my laundry. Let's see, I was talking about my laundry and the last trip to get the laundry. So that was on Valentine's Day, February 14th. And of course, the so-called girlfriend didn't get me anything for Valentine's Day or do anything for me for Valentine's Day. And to be fair, I didn't do jack shit for her either. But you know what would have been a really great Valentine's Day gift from her? A ride to the fucking laundromat. Like, maybe if she cared about me enough as a partner, that's the modern word for significant other. I always find that funny when I hear people say my partner, because I don't know, when I think of a partner, I think of a business partner, you know, or a partner on an expedition, you know, like Lewis and Clark. and I don't think Lewis and Clark were partners in the way partner is used so commonly today. But I do wonder if one or both of them was having some extracurricular fun with Sacagawea. And on that note, wasn't Sacagawea 15? A lot of questions in my mind about the Lewis and Clark expedition. And why did I suddenly turn this around to Lewis and Clark? Well, because I just got back from Portland, Oregon. And I did a video where I was exploring Washington Park, but ran out of space on my phone because, you know, I only have so much space on these shitty ass phones. And I did post it on Snapchat, just an image, not a story, but not a video. But Yeah, I got to stop. Everything's getting a little out of balance here. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Okay. Stopping is more difficult than I envisioned it would be. Okay, this is awkward. Oh, and I got a skateboarder on the sidewalk, and I'm not giving him really any way. He's skateboarding while looking at a smartphone. That's awesome. Yeah, where do skateboarders? You know, I never talk when I talk about other modes of transportation other than driving. I never talk about skateboarders because I honestly I don't even know how to ride a skateboard. I've tried. I've fallen on my ass. I've quickly decided that's something that's not for me. Oh look, looks like more homeless people living under the tree here in the Greenbelt. Good times. So anyway, yeah. So so yeah, I don't know where skateboards fit into that. You know, should a skateboarder be on the street? Should a skateboarder be on the sidewalk? I definitely have an issue with bicycles on the sidewalk. Although at times, when I'm on a bicycle, I do ride on the sidewalk because it's just simply not safe to be on the street. Yeah, skateboards. I mean, it's almost like they have to be on the sidewalk just because asphalt isn't smooth enough for most skateboard wheels. Often not smooth enough. This street actually was repaved recently, so it's fairly smooth. And I see a skate. Oh, that's hey, never mind. That guy over there in the Greenbelt, he's on a one wheel. You know, I don't feel like I have the balance to ride a one wheel, but I've been curious about it because I see people riding them a lot, and I was really interested in a one wheel until Louis Rossman's recent series of videos about how anti-right to repair one wheel has become and how they've gone as far as to how they've gone as vehicle for sale. Yeah, fuck cars. How they've gone as far as to serialize the batteries. The fucking battery. Now, anything that's electrical at some point will need a battery replaced. That's a no-brainer. They've serialized the battery to the point that if you just merely disconnect the battery and reconnect the battery, your one wheel will not work, and you'll have to mail it to their one and only service center, pay an exorbitant amount to get that fixed when it's not even broken. You just unplugged it and plugged it back in. But to get it quote unquote fixed, you know, with their software, override the serial, whatever. I haven't watched all of those videos. I've kind of skimmed through those. I love Louis Rossman's channel, but honestly, he's kind of an inspiration for this channel, although my content is nowhere near as high caliber as his is. But as far as, I like how some videos he's just doing this, man, he's just walking down the street holding his cell phone talking. But yeah, he puts up so much like myself, puts up so much content. There's no time to watch all of it, but I definitely check out a lot of it, and it's quite the expose he's done on how crooked the company is that makes the one wheel. So even though I'm fascinated by one wheels and I think it's neat seeing people using such a great alternative mode of transportation, yeah, one wheel gets a big thumbs down from me for that crap. All right, doing pretty good. Almost down to McDowell. I didn't even bother to check the bus schedule because, I know approximately how fast I walk, but walking with this curious suitcase on suitcase load of laundry, I'm obviously not moving at the same pace that I normally move at just walking, or walking with a shoulder bag. So, yeah. I'm almost down to McDowell. Trying to think what else I was talking about. Gosh, my last trip to do laundry. I'm gonna try to remember to link that video, because I didn't actually shoot video on the trip because of the way I was hauling my laundry. But yeah, I definitely talked about how I struggled with the wheel coming apart on the way back, and made some bad decisions on my route there, going out my back door and down the alley, which is gravel, and then trying to go up the the multi-use path along the greenbelt there, which is really rough for suitcase. I think these guys are gonna. I think that giant scary SUV is gonna get a left turn arrow before I go. Yeah, I just don't understand the need for anybody to have a vehicle that big and deadly to pedestrians. It's absolutely insane to me. As just a pleasure vehicle, I mean, it's just so ridiculously unsafe to everybody that's not in the vehicle. Now that's neat. I do dig that Audi. I don't hate all cars. I like that Audi a lot. And wow, got a Mitsubishi Eclipse over there. That's looking pretty badass. One of my best friends used to have a Mitsubishi Eclipse. We took a trip to actually see a total eclipse of the sun and a thing. I was like bordering on one of the best experiences of my life. So yeah, always, even though I've never owned one, I always have a lot of love for Mitsubishi Eclipses. And I was kind of disappointed when he got rid of it. He's got a pretty badass Camaro now. He's got a bitchin' Camaro. Although I don't think his parents drove it up here from the Bahamas. But anyway, yeah, as badass as the Camaro is, I did much prefer the. I really like small Japanese hatchback sports cars over oversized American indulgence, and yeah, I do miss his Eclipse. He told me it was just costing. Oh, here's another oversized SUV. At least that one's got its hood down at a normal level. That seems to be like the last generation of Suburbans and trucks, where the hood was at a reasonable level. The trend now, like this truck in the middle lane coming towards me, of the hood being as high as some of them, as high as my shoulders. Like, how is that? That's a killing machine. What are you trying to? What's the point of that? What's the point of popping a hood that's up so high you can't look down, like that white truck right there? What's the point of having a hood that is up so high that when you pop the hood you can't even look down into your motor? But of course, you know, that goes back to the right to repair thing that Louis Rossman was always talking about, and how, you know, nobody's supposed to be repairing their own stuff anymore anyway. So it's all fucking bullshit. All right, so let me see when the bus is going to be showing up. 22 minutes to here, including my extra minute or so of rambling about cars. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. 218. This is 99th Avenue in McDowell. 218, Route 17 scheduled. It doesn't say on time. It doesn't say running late. And live vehicle data is currently not available. That is never a good sign. That is never a good sign. So it's 2:04. So there may be a bus. There may be a bus in 14 minutes. God, I fucking hate the transit in this city. It's just I can't even think of two words that better describe it other than fucking hate. I mean, 18 minutes is a long time to wait anyway, but the fact that I have no confirmation that bus is even coming, and that through my experience, I understand that the odds of it not coming are pretty damn high. Anyway, I think I'm going to go, since I got it the bare minimum 13 minutes until there's going to be a bus. I think I'm going to go inside. I'm awfully thirsty. I think I'm going to go inside 7-Eleven and get me a beverage. Oh, and look, there's the break room bar and grill. It is closed. I really miss working there. I miss hanging out there, but it's not even the racial demographics of that bar. I mean, it used to be about 50-50 black when I started hanging out there, and that's fine. Generally speaking, the music that's played at bars with a dominantly black crowd is more my style of music anyway. But yeah, it started shifting to the point it was about 90-95% black. Again, don't have a problem with that. But the real demographic shift that I have a problem with is it went from grown, sensible people with dark skin that were cool to hang out with, and met some of my best friends there, to that young ghetto thug mentality of just that. Trying to think of the best word for it. The best word I can think of, when Honey, who I never did manage to meet up with last night, and that was very frustrating, and that'll probably be a subject of another video. But and I'm assuming that's not her real name, it's probably her stage name, because when I called her voicemail, there was another name on her voicemail. But when she was giving me a ride home, and she was talking about the break room, I mentioned the break room, and I'm like, yeah, I used to hang out there all the time. That's one of the closest bars walking distance to my place, the break room, and hosted karaoke on and off there for like a decade. And she's like, yeah, I can't go there anymore. The crowd there is entirely too ratchet. If there's any word that describes the issue with that crowd, it is it is ratchet. That's a good one. I like that. Hey, there's somebody on a bird rental scooter. Now I'm awfully curious how he's on a bird rental scooter coming at full speed from that direction, because if memory serves, the cutoff is 48th Street. Like once you just barely get, I don't know. I guess I rode it one time, and I got to about the point where you turn in up ahead to the right to go on the multi-use path, which I think is a horrible connection. Like, why does it terminate on this very not bicycle friendly sidewalk into a strode where there's nowhere to cross? Why does that path terminate there when it could terminate on a 48th Street, which has nice bike lanes on it? Why is it just in there? And there's not even a ramp. It's just a curb. Like if you go straight off the bike path, you off the curb into 3 lanes of speeding strode, full of these monster out to kill you trucks. Anyway, yeah, the last time I rode a bird scooter in that direction, I got to that path, and I think it was like right after I turned right on the path where it did the slow down to 5 miles per hour, and the app telling me, hey, you can't ride here. So anyway, I'm wondering if maybe they expanded that a little bit. I hope so. I once geofencing started getting introduced, I was very against that. I mean, I'm all for having specific places where, another one's hideous trucks. I'm all for, and there's another one. I've read that that statistically Dodge Ram drivers get more DUIs than drivers of other vehicles. Somehow that doesn't surprise me. I mean, can you say compensating? Nice truck, dude. Sorry about your penis. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I get the point of having the scooter hubs, where they drop them off. They serve the ones that are fully charged. In the areas where it's the primary service area, but to me, you should be able to ride them just as far as they got enough battery to go. Fuck this geofencing stuff. Speaking of geofencing, that was one of my issues last night. I really want to keep the story about the last night's attempt to meet up with Honey at a club, and my bad experiences with public transit and bouncers and what I felt was a racial attitude against me for being white. I could be wrong, but it's what it felt like. And it all ended. Eventually, I made it. I did, and some very unfriendly pedestrian infrastructure I had to deal with. I want to give a full story about this because it was something, and I would have shot video on it, but I was out of space. So many missed opportunities because, man, quite a bit happened to me last night. But by about 12:40-ish, I did finally make it to Mill Avenue. By then, the trains, and I've experienced this before, I got a whole video about that. Maybe remember to link that to this too. Eventually got to got to what this guy's doing with this giant killing machine. He just pulled to the back of the lot and honked his horn. I wonder what that's about. That's some questionable activity right there. Watch that. Keep an eye on that through the grill. Yeah, so I try to link that, because I did have one time I went out there and realized that once you're out in Tempe later at night, oh, there she goes. He honked the horn, and that woman, homeless woman, came up to his truck. I wonder if he knows her, or he just is soliciting her for sex. Things that make you go, And she got in the truck. Wow, that's how you do it. Anyways, I already came to that experience that once it's, like after about, I'm not sure what time, maybe 10 or 11 p.m. in Tempe or Mesa, you can get a train, but it doesn't take you back to Phoenix. It stops at those light rail trains at that point don't do the whole line. They all stop at Priest and Washington, which is the last stop in Tempe, and they stop there before they stop there. Everybody has to get out there. And I also shot a video of me walking from there home, at least most of the way home, and that is a long damn walk. Anyway, absolutely wasn't feeling up to it yesterday. It had been way too, wow, nice convertible. It had been way too frustrating. I picked her up. Yeah, get you some fat homeless booty, dude. Nice. I wonder what the odds are that he was picking up somebody he knows. Guess I'll never really know. Anyway, yeah, so at that point, yeah, I just was not down for that long walk. I'd had such a frustrating night up until that point. Frustrating day. I mean, just the whole day and the whole wondering, where the fuck is my so-called girlfriend? I'm going to a baby shower. I'll be home after to finish you, maybe. Fuck you. I'm going to the courthouse to evict her tomorrow. It's just I'm done. Anyway, so yeah, at that point it was like, well, fuck it. I just got off at Mill Avenue and went down to 414. Still got some kind of hard feelings over the way I was let go without explanation, but I still love going there. I still have a good time. My favorite waitress that worked there, who I guess hasn't worked there in about a year, and she doesn't go there very often, she was there. Waitress / bartender. She was there, so it was great hanging out with her, and I wish I could remember her name, but it was just awesome just sitting and chatting with her. And oh yes, my bus is actually coming, thank God. I can see it barely, which means I don't get to stop at the 7-Eleven to get a drink, but that's fine. This has been a fun video. Nobody's ever going to watch all of, except maybe me if I'm stranded somewhere and bored. But that's what this is for. This is my diary. Thanks for coming along. Went there, had a pretty good time. And when I got done, I was trying to figure out what my options were for getting home, and it pretty much came down to that there weren't any. And I tried to do e-scooters, as I expected. Bird said that the birds were asleep and they don't wake up again until 4. So I'm really not about Bird at this point because of how bad I feel their customer service screwed me over on my last dysfunctional ride. yeah, um, it wasn't an option anyway. And I was actually willing to, let bygones be bygones and do it, which is probably the smarter thing to do, considering that I think I actually have credit on credit in my Bird account. I downloaded the Razor app. Razor app absolutely required a text message to my phone number, which is the phone number that's affiliated with my Razor account. And I suppose I could have created a new account for this phone, but yeah, I'm really not about creating a second Razor account. And I think my Razor account also has some money on it. So yeah, no, couldn't get onto Razor without having my main phone number capable of receiving a text message. So that was super frustrating. And then I tried Spin. I was able to get logged into the Spin app, so that's a good thing. Downloaded Spin, logged into it, and then I zoomed out. I'm very keenly aware of the geofencing thing these days, so I zoomed out to check, and yeah, it wasn't going to get me any closer than, go figure, Priest in Washington, which is the point that I didn't want to have to walk home from. So if I took one of the scooters due to geofencing, that's where I'd have to walk from. Anyway, I need to wrap this up. This is my bus. Thanks for coming with me on the walk. Sorry this is so schizophrenic and left so many loose ends, but hey, I have schizoaffective disorder. It is what it is.